Hey YouTube, it's Nikki. Okay, I'm doing this video while I get dressed because I got to go pick up my bestie and take her to go get her car because she got a little wasted last night and left the car somewhere. So I'm doing my makeup and I'm going to do a quick video. All right, in this episode of my so-called life, I'm going to talk about real estate. I'm a realtor, been doing it for about, I think 7 or 8 years now. Prior to that, I was a stay-at-home wife and mom. And then before that, I worked in the banking industry for like 5 years. So 5 years of banking, 6 years of staying at home, and then 7 years of real estate. I love what I do. So I know a lot of people always ask me, tell me about the business. And, God, it's so awesome. I want to do it. I want to do it. First off, it is awesome. Like, it's May 7th, 2016, and it's 12:41 p.m. and I just got out of bed like 30 minutes ago and I'm getting dressed and it's so badass. Like, I love my job. I couldn't imagine going somewhere every day and having to be there like at 8:30, sitting in traffic and getting dressed and typing on a computer. I just couldn't imagine myself doing that. Like, I'd be late every day. I'd be taking random breaks throughout the day and I'd be leaving early to go hit a happy hour and they'd be like, yeah, you're fired. Yeah, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. It doesn't mean it's not for everyone else. It's just not for me. Like, I have not had a 9-to-5 job in over a decade, like 2 decades pretty much. So I wouldn't know how to do those things. It just wouldn't vibe with what I'm used to. It's almost like someone that's been single for like 5 years and then all of a sudden getting married. It would take a lot of adjusting. And then after so many years of maybe being single, you just kind of get used to it, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I could never get used to being single like that. So anyway, so real estate. I'm going to tell you the pros and cons. First off, it's not as luxurious as people make it sound. It's not like I'm making billions and stuff. No. I make just as much as a normal person that works. The only difference is I get to work from home, or I can, work on my phone, and I can do all those cool things. I don't have to actually be somewhere working for someone else. Although I do work for someone else. I work for my clients, and I work really, really, really hard for them too. So people always say, how much does it cost? Well, I'm in Texas, so I don't know how much it costs everywhere else. But my very first year in real estate, just to get into it, the schooling, the testing, you have to join a board, which basically a board holds your license. And the startup fee was about $3,000 just for the classes, the testing, as well as it's my sister, as well as joining a board. So $3,000 is the startup cost. Then you have to consider the cost for your business cards, for your for sale signs, for your marketing, because here's the reality of it. You're not going to start real estate and then like people come knocking at your door and they're like, oh, look, I want to buy a house. You look like this house, a realtor lives in this house. No. It doesn't work like that. You have to market yourself. My very first year in real estate, when I did my taxes, I spent $15,000 just on starting my business, marketing. I ended up profiting $100 that year. So basically, I spent $15,000 and made $15,100. So it was a total wash the first year. Then every year after that, it does get better and it gets easier. Like, my expenses are a whole lot less, but then again, I read off everything. But anyway, so now I'm going to say how the commission goes, because everyone's always like, they don't have an idea on how that works. So here in Texas, don't know about everywhere else, but here in Texas, the way that it works is you make 3% off of if you're on the buying side, or if you're on the selling side, it's 3%. So easy math here. If the house is $100,000, your pay would be $3,000. Now, you would think the $3,000 is all yours. You can take it home and you can go and love on it and pay bills. Doesn't work like that. And when you're a realtor, you have to belong to a broker. Century 21, Keller Williams, Coldwell Banker. Those are just big ones. Remax. I belong to a flat fee broker. I'll tell you about that here in a second. But you have to belong to a broker. Your broker, in essence, is the one that basically insures you as an agent. So you have to give them your money. I don't know about all the brokerages. I used to be with Keller Williams for like 3 years, so I know about them. So I'm just going to tell you about them, but they're all pretty much kind of almost the same. So with Keller Williams, whatever you make, so like I just said, if we did 100,000, your pay would be 3,000, but you still have to pay your broker money. Keller Williams charges you 36% of all money that you make. So you give them of that $3,000, 36% of your money, and you keep 54% of it. Don't know the math of that, but I can do it real fast, just for sure people don't have like a computer. Okay, so if you sold a house that was 100,000, your pay would be 3,000, but then you would give your broker 36%, so you would give them $1,080, and then you would keep 1920. So it sucks. That's kind of why I don't belong to a big broker like that, because that's a lot of money. And you think they don't do anything. They didn't pay for your marketing. They didn't give you gas for your car. They don't pay you an hourly wage. They're basically there just to provide you support if you should ever need it. But what you'll realize is the best support is with your title companies and your lenders and fellow realtor friends. So I belong to a flat fee broker. And basically what that means is I have very limited support. So I rely on my title companies and my lenders a lot. I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't be. I feel like maybe I should do it in here, but I'm sorry. I'm trying to get dressed and I really wanted to do this video. So I'm a flat fee broker or I belong to a flat fee broker. And basically what that means is I don't get a lot of support, but I don't pay that much. So for every closing I have, I only give my broker $200. So let's go back to if I sold a $100,000 house, my commission would be $3,000. Of that $3,000, I only give my broker $200, and then I keep the rest. So he gets $200, I keep the $2,800. Awesome, winning. So what does that mean? That means I don't have to work as much. I can take Saturdays off, like today, and I can enjoy it with my family or my friends by picking them up. But anyway, so it works for me, but not everyone, because some people need that support. Some people need to have an office that they go to, because with the flat fee broker, you work from home. So that's how come you see all my videos at home. It's because I work from home. I don't have an office somewhere. With Keller Williams, not only do you give them that 36%, but on top of that, you pay a monthly due to just Keller Williams for them having your E&O insurance, which is like if you were to ever get sued, E&O insurance would pay for your attorneys and stuff like that. You just pay your deductible, which is $5,000. A lot. Anyway, and for your there's all kinds of fees. I won't go into all of them. There's a lot of fees, and you pay them like I think it's $150 a month for that. So on top of the 36% you give them, you also pay them $150 every month just for their personal fees. I don't have any fees with my flat fee broker. Now, to be with the flat fee broker, most of them require that you have continuing education. So I'm constantly taking classes, and that you've been in the business for 2 or more years, because you have zero support. I mean, there's like no support at all. So I love it. It's great. It works for me. Now, obviously, the cons of being self-employed is that you don't have a paycheck. I don't know when I'm going to get paid. I could show one person 10 houses over a period of 6 months, and then they could decide to go buy a new car, which jacks their credit up, and then they're no longer eligible to buy. Or they could say, screw this, I'm just going to keep renting an apartment because I want to live in an apartment for a crazy amount of money. So, I mean, it's almost like a gamble. Each client I have, I invest a lot of time with them, and a lot of money and all that. You know, you take them out to eat, and you drive around. I mean, I can drive all the way, like an hour away, to show them 3 houses, and that's a whole day and a whole thing of gas. And then they could decide, you know, I'm not going to buy, or I'm just going to use this other person, and it just kind of sucks. So a lot of my life is budgeting my money, because I don't know when I'm going to get my next check. And I mean, I've had deals fall apart literally days before closing. So I'm thinking, yay, because that's when you get paid. You do not get paid until you're sitting at the closing table and you're signing documents, or your client signing documents, and then the other, whether you're representing the buyer or the seller, the other person is signing documents. That is the moment that you finally get a paycheck. So, like I said, I can work with someone for freaking a year and never once get paid until after that year is over with, or never get paid at all if they decide that they no longer want to move forward in buying or selling their house. So I literally make sure that when I do have a closing, I put money in my savings account. I pay bills for 2 months in advance. And I mean, I just live off of whatever's left over. Luckily, I've been in the business for quite a while now, so I do have pretty much one closing a month. And no, $100,000 house, that's not realistic where I live. I was just using that number because it was easy. Here, it's like 200 or more. So it's like every paycheck is 6,000 or more. So I mean, that's a pretty good paycheck. I mean, you can pretty much, I don't know about everyone else, but I can live off of $6,000 for like 3 months, man. I know how to budget. But anyway, so real estate can be awesome and amazing, but you just have to remember that my sister is blowing up my cell phone. You just have to remember that the money's not always going to be there, and that even if you do get to work from home, you still have to work. I still wake up, make my coffee, open up my laptop, and work. It's like it's a hustle because it's like sales, and I hate sales. And I'm not a pushy salesperson. In fact, I usually don't tell people I'm a realtor until after I kind of have been talking to them for a while, because I don't want to come across like I just want money from you. You know, I'm not a pushy person at all. In fact, most of you probably didn't even know I sold real estate, and you've probably been following my videos for like a year now or more. So I don't really say a lot about it because I want people to like me for me, not because I'm gonna benefit from them. Um, anyway, so that's real estate. I hope you loved it. If you have any questions, please ask. If you're thinking about getting into real estate, I'd love to, kind of help you think about, is it really for you? And if it is, how can you benefit from it, or how can you grow your business? Because it's not easy. It really isn't easy, but it's so rewarding if you're good at it. Anyway, love you guys. Have a great, awesome weekend. Or if you're watching this on a Monday, have a great work week. I'm just kidding. All right, bye, guys.